What's up? Today, how to truly be happy. I want to tell you about a story that happened today that was challenging. To be honest with you, and I think it'll help a lot of people. Just a couple things as you're logging on, as you're coming around. For ebook resources, click the link in my bio. I have a new ebook that I just released this past Sunday called "Love Yourself," and thank you to every single one of you who has purchased this book. This is a resource. You are investing in yourself, and this book is 15 keys to learning to love yourself more. This ebook is off the chain. I am working to release another ebook, two more ebooks. So one that's coming this Sunday, maybe Monday or Tuesday, and it's called it's called Watch Your Mouth. Watch your mouth. 5 things that you are saying consistently that is killing your future, your success, and your relationships. It is destroying it. I'm going to tell you a story about 2 people that I met today. And I almost bit their heads off. And not because I was frustrated, but because I really wanted them to understand what they were saying. They were just subconsciously just was saying it. And I wanted to, one was a guy and one was a girl. So I actually had them stop what they were doing and go get this this ebook. You got to learn to love yourself. People don't know how to love you, right? Unless you teach them how. And if you love others more than you love yourself, life is not going to be happy for you, right? And so that's the reason why I wrote this ebook. It's a resource. It teaches you how to make you a priority. Going into any relationship, you are bringing something to the table to give, right? But most people come to the relationship to get. What can they get from the other person emotionally, mentally, spiritually? What are they getting from? But if you are a person who has everything to give, you don't need that person to make you whole. You're already whole, right? You don't need that person to make you happy. You're already happy. You don't need that person to meet the needs in your life. You already meet the needs in your own life, right? I don't need my wife to cook for me. I can cook. So when she does, it's a blessing. I don't need my wife to cut my grass. I'll cut my grass. I know I can do that, right? I don't need my wife to pay bills or to give me money. I have that. I love myself enough to make sure that I take care of me. And the overflow from that is she gets the benefit from that, and my daughter does. So I'm asking you, invest in yourself. Go get this ebook. Love yourself. If you click the link in my bio, you'll see it. You can buy it right now and you'll download it. It'll come to a tablet or your phone. First, it'll go to your email. You can download it, tablet, phone, and you can print it out. For those of you who like hard copy, somebody asked me on a previous live, can you print it out? Yes, you can. You can print it out and you can have physical pages that you can write on and all that good stuff that you can do. But I want to tell you guys about this story because this book is called Watch Your Mouth. The title of this book is important. So I met a guy today. I was working, and I'm a talent evaluator, right? So he walks in. Took him a long time to find my office. And the first thing he says, I asked him, he looked like he was down, just not having a good day, whatever. So I asked him, how you doing? He says, life sucks. I said, what? What do you mean life sucks? Why does life suck for you? Because I think life is pretty good, right? And so he said, this is the first thing he said to me. Well, you're not 44 years old and spent the last 20 plus years in prison. That's what he said. Now, I want you to listen to me. That is or was the picture he has of his life. I'm a felon. I'm a prisoner. I'm a loser. Nothing has gone right in my life. And I said these words to him. I don't care about the fact that you just came out of prison or been out of prison for a year and you spent 25 years or 20 plus years. I don't care about that. What I care about is you are sitting right here in front of me right now, and you can make one decision in your life to change everything. One right decision and one right person could change your entire life, right? So I said to him, if a billionaire walked into this room right now and said to you, you can have whatever you want, just ask for it, would that change your life? He said, absolutely. I said it would only change your life if you accepted the opportunity. That's it. It doesn't automatically change your life. You got to make a choice to change it, right? You made choices that landed you in prison. You made the right choices that allowed you to do your time. Now start making some different choices that take you up higher in life. And I told him, you got to watch your mouth, man. Stop speaking negatively over yourself. Stop dragging your past into your present and destroying your future with your words. With your words. That's what you're doing. You're destroying your present and future by carrying the mistakes of your past into your present. By always talking about it. I did not know this guy had a background. I didn't know that this guy was in prison. The only way I found out is he told me. And I want you all to understand this. Right? You don't know about my background unless I tell you. You don't know about my past unless I tell you. You don't know about my successes or my failures or my missteps unless I tell you. And I don't talk to people about the negative things in my life often unless I'm using it as a teaching point, because I am not going to drag my past into my present and allow it to destroy my future. Watch your mouth. That book is coming out in the next 5 to 7 days. It's a mini book. It's an easy read. You'll be able to get that book, invest in yourself, read it so you can be conscious. I want you to really think about what you're saying, because your words create life or death. In the book, I talk about when I was growing up, we were a family of not a lot of means. People call it poor, pop. You can call it whatever you want to. We just ain't have a whole lot of money. We didn't. And I didn't know that we didn't have a lot of money until I was probably 14, 15, 16, when I wanted some stuff, right? My mom was unable to get it for us. She was a hard worker, but she was trying to raise a kid, right? Her and my father had broke up. I realized at that time, I realized at that time, we're poor, or in other words, we don't have a lot of financial means. Now, poor, impoverished is a mentality. You can break your way out of that. Doesn't matter how you started, right? So I knew at an early age that I did not want to live an impoverished life. So I started and changed my thinking from that moment on. I said, I will never, at 14 or 15, at 15, I think it was 16, I don't remember. I will never be broke another day in my life. So I began to pursue making money. And in my life, I've made millions of dollars. Spent millions, but I made millions. Because of that decision. And it's because I didn't like the way I felt. I didn't feel empowered when I was unable to get there. My point is, Rich talk gets you to wealth. Poor talk keeps you poor. Your mind, right? You can see a picture of your thinking by what you say. I can tell what you're thinking just by asking you a couple of questions. And what you say will tell me what your life is going to turn out to be. And that's what I told this dude. Now, while he was in my office, I had to smack him around a couple of times and say, stop saying that. Stop saying you can't. I can't do this. I can't. You can do it. It may be hard for you to do it, but don't say you can't. In the book, I explain when you say I can't, your mind stops looking for a solution immediately. It stops looking for any sort of solution to whatever problem you're facing. So you got to remove I can't from your vocabulary. I don't know how. It may be hard, may take you longer, right? But you can't keep saying I can't. You can't. Because that is going to stop your forward progress. If you have a question, leave it in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer that for you. I really, really do. Kara, thank you so much. The title came to me when I do speaking events. I go out and I speak. Sometimes these are titles that I use to speak, and watch your mouth is one of them. Watch your mouth, because what you say is creating life or destroying life in you and your friends and your family around you. Okay. All right. I guess Masud, hey man, I just wanted to say I appreciate it, but that wasn't what I meant. What did you mean? Talk to me about what you meant. I'm glad. What did you mean about expectations? Do they have expectations of you? You have expectations of them. What expectations are you struggling with? So I want to answer that question for you, and I could do it here on this live because I want to be a blessing to you. What about for women? Kara, what are you asking? When you ask what about for women, what are you asking? The other person who came to my office was a woman. Sharon, if you go to the link in my bio, there's a couple of ebook resources there right now. My 30 days to success challenge ebook is there. Get it. I do it at the beginning of every year, this 30-day challenge. I also encourage people to make sure they do it at the beginning of July. So that's the 6-month part of the year, so that you can be improving. So go get that book right now. This book right here called Love Yourself, it's up there as well. So click the link in my bio. You can purchase it right now and download it right now. The ebook, Watch Your Mouth, that one is coming out in the next 5 to 7 days. And then by July 1st, the book called Intimidating, right? 10 reasons why you are so intimidating, or people are so intimidated by you. That book is coming out around July 1st, between the July 1st and July 4th weekend. So those ebooks are coming out. We're working on a couple of other projects as well, but I want you to get all of the ebooks. Bandages for a Broken Heart. If you've ever been in a relationship and your heart has been broken, I'm going to talk to you about how to get past that. Bandages for a Broken Heart. There's another ebook that's coming out September 1st called Learning to Let It Go. Learning to just let it go. The benefits you receive from forgiving people from doing you wrong. I've been cheated on. I've had money stolen from me. I've had a brother lose $1 million contract from a company that I had him managing and overseeing. $1 million. I had to drive 13 hours to fire that person on the spot. Learning to let it go. Learning to let it go. All right. So, tick time. Do you have any advice on ways to leave your past where it belongs in the past? Yes. Listen. You cannot, listen to me. It is physically impossible to think about your past and be present. It's impossible. You either have to stop thinking about your present and think about your past. You have to stop thinking about your present, focus on your future, but you cannot do both, right? What you have to do is you have to learn to understand that there is nothing back there behind you that good or bad. You can't do anything about it. That's number one. And number two, your past, its purpose is to tell you either how far you've gone or how far you've come or how far behind you've fallen. Right? It's behind you for a reason. And that is because you've made progress. Right? It's not in your past if it's in front of you. And every time you bring up, especially things that are negative from your past, every time you bring up something negative from your past, you are literally taking it and putting it in your future. That's what you're doing. Every single time. So what you have to do is you have to leave the past in the past, let it stay back there, learn the lessons that you need to learn, and use those lessons to propel you to the next level in your life. It takes discipline to do it. Focus. Your mind will try to go back to those times, good or bad. It'll try to go back to it. But you got to say, listen, I learned that lesson. I got it. I'm good. And you live in this moment so that you can be better tomorrow. That's what you need to do. It takes discipline every single day. You have to cast down, or you have to fight off those thoughts of the past, especially if they're negative, if they come up. Because that's not who you are anymore. That's not where you are anymore. That's not what you're doing anymore. I have 4 businesses that failed. When I say failed, I mean they didn't get off the ground well enough to make me any money. It was the 5th business, right, that I generated over $1 million, right? But it was the lesson from those 4 previous times that taught me what I needed to do in the 5th time going forward. You got to learn the lessons from the past, but you can't bring it into your future, because if you bring it to your present, you can't bring it to your present, because if you bring it into your present, it is no longer in your past, and it's going to destroy where you're trying to go. That's what's going to happen. Sharon, again, where can you find the book? Click the link in the ebook. Click the link in my bio for the ebook. So Matthew says, I meant that I have expectations in relationships with this girl that I know from workplace. Okay, so now listen. My answer in that video is kind of the same. So I want you to listen to me. You have to have expectations. I have a book that I'm releasing in the October-November timeframe called Relationship Success. The 10 big mistakes most people make in relationships and how to avoid them. One of the relationship success keys is you have to make sure that you do not ignore red flags. Now, what do I mean? You have to set expectations in a relationship. Let me give you an example. In my current relationship, on my 2nd date with my wife, I said to her, listen, you're beautiful. You're amazing. You're smart. I would love to be with you. But I'm a husband. I'm not a single guy. I'm not going to bar hop with you. I'm not going to be your boyfriend for the next 10 years. I'm looking to be married again. And if that's not what you want, then I'm not the guy for you. We can enjoy this drink, right? But we're done. Obviously, she wanted the same thing, and we've been married for over 7 years now. My point is, I set that expectation, and I was clear about it. I knew what I wanted. And in this relationship with this person at the workplace, you have to do the exact same thing. What do you want, right? What do you expect from this person? And they have a choice. Either they are willing to meet that expectation, or they aren't. And if they are not, is my advice, they need to keep it moving. We can be friends, but we are not calling this some kind of relationship, right? Because you have one life and you have to be happy in it. And if you are compromising your expectations, like I said in the video, your guardrails, right? If you are compromising that, you are not going to be happy. I did it. The book Relationship Success was written because I spent 3 years in a relationship I should have never even started. I shouldn't. I blew past every red flag. And in the end, I was shit on. That person cheated on me, stayed out all night. And I asked myself the question, do I want to live like this for the rest of my life? And the answer was no. And within 24 hours, after being in a relationship for 3 years, within 24 hours, I had a U-Haul truck, packed all of my stuff, and I was gone. You got to set expectations, and you have to hold people accountable for meeting those expectations in the story. I don't care who it is. I hope that is the crux of your question. Let me know if it is. Josh says, thank you for all your videos. You're welcome. I do this because I love you. That whole I love you at the end of my videos, I really do. I love you. Love is a sacrifice that you make towards someone without any expectation of a return. I love you guys. I do. I do this because I love you. I work all day. And then I come home and I want to talk to you all because I love you, because I want to pour into you, because I want to give to you, because I want to make sure I provide resources that when I die, and I'm going to die, you have this resource that you can live on. You understand? That's what it's all about for me. Leaving my experiences, leaving it as seeds in your life. Go get this ebook. Click the link in the bio. Go get the ebook. Okay, nurse. Absolutely. So don't date someone who doesn't want to marry you if that's what you want. Correct. Don't spend your time in a vehicle, life vehicle, with someone who is not going in the same direction as you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're wasting your life. You're wasting your life. Do you hear me? You're wasting your life. And I know you don't want that, and I certainly don't want that for you. Jar says, happy to catch you this live. I love you. I love you too. I do, with all my heart. So Nurse Essex says, don't shack up if you really want marriage. So I mean, everybody has different standards and expectations for these kinds of things, right? Sometimes people who have the thought that they're going to get married, they may end up moving in together so they can maybe save money for a wedding or whatever they need to do because their intention is to be married, right? I will tell you this. I wouldn't move in with somebody if we didn't have a date set. When we get married, right? That's just me, right? So, but it's your life. And you have to understand that you have to do things to make life right for you. Okay, so Max, you got another question about dating and relationships. Shoot, my brother. Let's go. What if a person doesn't feel like they're not doing anything wrong? Okay. Do you feel like they're doing something wrong? If they don't feel like they're doing anything wrong, and listen, how do I say this? I'm going to be a little extreme here, so bear with me with respect to that question. What if a person, you or the other person, don't feel like you're doing anything wrong? Wrong is wrong whether you feel like you're doing wrong or not, right? Robbing a bank because you want to get money is wrong because you're breaking the law. You might not feel like you're doing anything wrong because you are taking money from somebody that's already rich, right? The bank's insured. You might, but it's wrong, right? So you have to figure out where your compass is, where your balance is, where your standard is, right? If you're okay with it, go for it. Go for it, right? Just understand that there are results that come from every decision that we make, good or bad, right? And I'm not judging you. Do whatever you want to do. Just make sure you understand that there are some consequences. Okay. All right. So Britt says, my ex-boyfriend broke up with me and I miss him. I'm doing no contact, hoping he comes back. You waste, Britt, listen to me. I'm pretty firm about these kinds of things. Let me preface what I'm about to say by saying this. My first marriage lasted 28 years. 25 together, 3 separated, then divorced. How did it end? I had a standard, an expectation in my previous marriage, and this one too. And that expectation was, we'll stay together. There is one thing that will break us up, and that is if you ever say you don't want to be with me, even if you're joking, or you want to divorce me. If you ever do that, it's over. Because this is just for me. I'm not saying everybody's like that. You can't come back from that. It's okay. Now I can't trust that you really want to be with me, and that's a problem for me. So, 9 o'clock at night on a Saturday night, my ex-wife came into our bedroom and said to me, it's very apparent that this marriage is over. I didn't know what she was talking about. I had no idea what I had done. I was just in the room working. I didn't have no idea. So I spent 4 hours trying to help me understand what she meant, what she was talking about. And I was not satisfied with her explanation. So that night, I packed a bag and I left and went to a hotel room. And I stayed in that hotel for 2 days. I gave her another opportunity on that Monday because I had a business that I owned and we were working together in that business. She still couldn't give me an answer. That Thursday, I left and I never went back. So here's my answer to your question, Britt. If your boyfriend broke up with you for whatever reason, if he left you, he doesn't want to be with you anymore, do not waste your time trying to get him back. Because you're going to miss out. You might miss out on that next hottie that's trying to get at you. Don't give your energy to people who don't want you. That's at work too. I once worked for a company who didn't want me around because they were intimidated by me. So on day 89, I walked. Okay. I'm here to help. I'm here to be a blessing. I'm here to help grow. I'm here to help us all be great. And you don't want me to be around? Okay, cool. I'm not gonna be around. I'm not gonna force it. I'll go get another job. I ain't got time for all that. Okay? All right. So I hope that answered. All right. All right. So Tracy, I'm going to answer this question. Why is marriage important? Well, it depends on the person that you're talking to, but marriage is important to me because I like the idea of building a future, a legacy, a family with somebody. I like that idea. I like that idea. I like that concept. That's why it's important for me. And when I pass away, and I'm going to pass away, hopefully in another 50 years or so, I want to be able to leave a legacy. I want to be able to leave an inheritance to someone who can carry it on. And you don't have to be married to do that, but that's my thought of marriage. Why I like being connected to this person, this woman, my wife, amazing woman, Ashley. I love the connection that we have. I love raising our daughter. I love the whole idea, the concept of family. I just love it. And that's important to me. So you have to if marriage is important to you, you have to have your own reasons for it. If it's not, then you have your own reasons for that too. You do you, boo. You do you. You feel me? Okay. So, man said, you say you're 21. Should I date this girl and make straight and tell her about my standards because she is 20? Yes. I'm going to talk to you as if you were my son. Do not fuck around with it. Be very clear about what you want. Period. Tell her the truth and give her the opportunity, to make a decision about whether that's what she wants to do or not. Just like I did with my wife, I said, I'm not looking for a girlfriend, babe. You hot, you beautiful, you smart, and I would love to have you in my life, but if you ain't trying to wife, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not the one for you, and you're not the one for me. Again, thank God that she was, and I'm thankful to God that she was. My life is better because of her. So yes, tell her. By the way, my first time getting married, I got married when I was 19. 19. I think I was 19. Yeah, I was 19. 19 years old. So yes, man, you're old enough to know what you want. Go tell her, man. Go be honest with her. Tell her the truth. You know what I mean? And you have to make sure that you're always like that. Be honest with her. Baby, this is where I'm at. Are you with me? This is where the car is going. This is where I'm headed. I would love for you to ride along with me. I would love for you to be my ride or die. I would love for you to be on my arm. Are you with me? If she barks, hems, haws, and I don't know, you got to put it in gear and burn rubber. I hope that makes sense to you. Joggy said, don't waste your time. Date with intentions, otherwise you're wasting your time. Now listen, Nurse X, I want you to listen to me. That's right. Now, some people's intentions are not to be married. Some people's intentions are to be with a life partner for life without marriage. And that's fine. If that's what you want, that's fine. Some people's intention is to just be friends, to be booty buddies, to be sex part, whatever, right? That's their intent. But make sure you are clear. Make sure you're clear. Yvonne, I don't know if that's a proposal, but already married. If that's what, I'm being funny. So, yes, make sure you are dating with intention. You're in a connection with the relation with intentions. Every relationship is like that. You are at your job. Make sure you are there for a reason. You are part of the plan, and that you agree and they agree to what your role is going to be at that company, in their life, in that business, right? It's the same thing. Listen, every relationship is like that. Now you guys I might lose a follower or two, and I'm okay with that because of what I'm about to say. But this is across the board for me. I had a sister, still love her, who violated my standard as a brother, right? I cut her off from that day, and it's been 6 years. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. Crossed the line that you can't go back over. You can't do it. I love you, but I love me more, right? And I am not going to accept you acting like that in my life, because it's my life, right? So you have to date, yes, date with intentions. Make sure that you're establishing very clear standards for why you want to be connected to this particular person. Nurse X says, right, so long as they're both on the same page, 100%. If you have a question, leave it in the comment section. I want everybody, I'm asking you, go right now, whether you're doing this for yourself or if you're doing it for someone else. Go click the link in my bio right now, and I can see on my MacBook if you're engaging or not. Buy this ebook, Love Yourself. 15 Keys to Learning to Love Yourself More, right? I'm going to get to one of these points because I want you to have this, right? Point number 2, what you see and say is what you believe. When you look in the mirror, make sure you are saying what you want to be, not necessarily what you see. Right? People stand in the mirror. Oh, I'm too fat, or I'm too this, I'm too that. That's temporary. You could change that. You could change all of that. Right? I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to look better. That's what you need to be doing. You need to be saying those things to yourself. Say what you want to become if you want to change it, not what you are that you don't like, right? Love yourself. Love yourself. 15 Keys to Learning to Love Yourself More. This ebook is probably one of my best pieces of work. And I really would be thankful if you went and got it for yourself or someone else. All right. So Matt says, my intention for 1 or 2 years for her to be my girlfriend and for her to be boyfriend and then plan out our marriage, the future. Hey, I got you. Looks like you know what you want. Now, you go to her. I'm not sure if you're all in a relationship or not, or if you are interested in being in a relationship with her. You go to her and you say, this is what I'm trying to do. Are you in or not? You have to be prepared for both answers. If she says yes and you believe it, you have to go ahead and commit to it. Ride it out. If she says no, then you have to be prepared to walk away from that expectation of being in a connection or relationship with her and just being her friend. Because if you open the door to something that doesn't belong to you, you are closing the door to something that does, right? Because you're giving your focus to something that is going nowhere. You want to make sure that you're giving your time and your attention to things that are heading in the right direction that you're going in. Okay? Okay, Yvonne. Listen. You said, I love myself, but men look for younger women. What can I do? Now, I'm going to be funny when I say this initially. There is always somebody who's older than you. Right? If you're 50, somebody who's 60 or 70, and I know you may not want somebody I'm 56. I know you may not want somebody, but that's not always the case. Some men don't want the hassle of a younger woman, right? Many times, in many cases, younger women nowadays, they just do things differently, and that's fine. They're just different, right? When I was growing up, my mom kept the house. Okay, well, that's because women were not as professionally involved as they are now. Different standard, different time, right? So it's not that men are looking for younger women. It's just that you haven't found the right man. It's that simple. You just haven't found the right man. So keep looking, keep your eyes open, keep looking, be open, right? For the right one to come along, that's your connection, and that'll solve that problem for you. Okay? I'm encouraging all of you. And by the way, Yvonne, find a man who loves himself, who values himself, who cares for himself. And if he loves himself, he'll know how to love you. Right? Go get this ebook. I'm asking you guys to click the link in my bio, get this ebook, because it is going to really be a blessing to you. Invest in yourself. People ask me, hey, well, can you give it to me for free? I could, but I'm not. Here's why I'm not. It's not because anything other than this. You got to invest in yourself. You have to make a decision to invest in you. I work out because I want to invest in my health, my body. I want to live longer. You understand? You get dressed up. You buy nice things. Because you are investing in yourself. What is an investment? You are putting something into yourself today so that you can benefit from it in the future. That's what an investment is. Every time I get paid, every time I make money, a portion of that goes somewhere that then I will be able to pick up in my future. That's what an investment is. That's what books are. Get this book because it's going to bless your life. May I say I appreciate, man, I felt frustrated and thought I didn't know what I could do to fix it. I'm telling you, listen, you're headed in the right direction, sir. You're doing fine. You're a young man. You got a lot of life ahead of you. But I'm telling you, set standards, know what you want, and then pursue people who are in line with what you want. And avoid everybody else. And you got to be upfront. Don't play around and hem and haw and be in a relationship with somebody that you hoping to marry, but you haven't told them that you're interested in marrying. And you find out 5 years later they don't want to be married to anybody. Be upfront. Say, listen, this is the reason why I'm pursuing you. This is the reason why I want to be in a relationship. This is what I envision my future being. Is that what you want? And if they say no, it was good knowing you. But I'm out of here. Rissicat. I'm in a long distance relationship, but I don't trust. He's always busy. I want you to listen to me. There's another book that I'm writing. It'll probably be out in December, maybe January. It's called Trust Issues. Trust issues. The root of all trust, lack of trust, is fear. So I'm gonna reword this. I'm in a long distance relationship, but I'm afraid that I'm afraid that when he says he's busy, he's not always busy. My fear is that he's doing something that I wouldn't approve of. That's what you're saying, right? So, how do you eliminate that fear in your life? You have to confront it head on. You have to say, my man, I got a problem, and this is it. Right? Help me to understand that this is not what's happening. Tell you a quick story. When I first got married, my wife and I first got married, we were learning each other, learning some things. I would call her because I was thinking about her, and she didn't answer the phone. Because I had just come out of a challenging relationship, my first thought was, what in the heck is she doing? I'm your husband. Why wouldn't you pick up? Why would I not be that much of a priority that you would pick up the phone, right? She didn't understand. She wasn't doing anything wrong. She just didn't understand how important that was to me. I don't care what I'm doing. I mean, now she'll answer the phone now. In fact, if the hour gets too late or she's at work, she will stop. She will call me, whatever, right? So we don't have that problem. This is early on in our relationship. But I had to communicate to her, listen, babe, when I call you and you don't answer, I got a problem with that. You know what I mean? Because I want to connect with you. I may have had, a long day. I may want to see your smile, only for a minute. And if you don't answer, at least you can reply, hey, babe, I'm in a meeting. I'll call you when I'm done. But to not answer, right? Come on, right? That was me. I expressed it to her. I confronted it head on. And she said, oh, I didn't know that, babe. I will make sure I change and do things differently. And she did. And I appreciate that. That's awesome. And there are things that she has asked me to change that I didn't understand. It wasn't that big a deal to me, but it was to her. So I changed it. So I'm telling you that the way that you take care of this, Rissicat, is you got to call that dude and say, my man, listen to me. When I call you, I expect you to answer. And if you don't answer, I expect you to text me. Ain't nobody that busy. If I'm important in your life, right, then this is important to me. You are going to comply. You can call it whatever you want to call it. You are going to accommodate me in this area because it helps my heart. It helps my soul. It helps me in my connection to you in this relationship. You got to confront it and then see what happens. Yvonne says, I'm going to buy it. My son said that reading motivation is the best thing I could do from 100%. This book has been written from my personal experience and from the experience of my doing motivational speakings and talks, my coaching, right? Mentoring people. The biggest problem I find with people who are trying to dig themselves out of a hole is they don't have a love for themselves. You don't find yourself in a hole when you really, really love who you are. When I say love, I mean you sacrifice for you first. Yvonne, old men don't take care of themselves. But at the same token, They want us to look good. Yvonne, listen to me. I don't know what you consider to be old, but honey, I'm 56. That ain't young. And I'm healthy. So there are many old men who take care of themselves. And whether they do or not should matter about whether you are going to take care of you. Again, maybe you need to change locations, change where you connect with, because there are a lot of older men who care for themselves. I had somebody today tell me, you're 56. I thought you were in your late 30s or 40s. I said, you out of your damn mind. No, ma'am. I'm glad I'm 56. Glad. I like being 56. So, I hear what you're saying. Carlos, you raise your hand. What's up? You want to ask a question? Type it in the comment section. Long or short, I don't care. But invest in yourself, my friends. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Go click the link in my bio here and get this ebook today. Right? Get it for you. Get it for somebody else. But get this ebook today. Love yourself. 15 keys to learning to love yourself more. I love you. It's easy to say for a lot of people. I love me. It's a lot harder. Yvonne, you're 63 and you look pretty good. Amen. Keep doing you. Set standards for these old ass men and say, man, if you're gonna come at me, you have to have your ish together. I ain't overweight. I got some guns on me. I work out. I got a whole gym. I'm do my thing. I eat right. I'm not on any pills. I haven't been to the hospital I ain't none of that. Right? You make them raise their standards. And you know what, Yvonne? You might be the person they need in their life to make them raise that standard. So tell them, baby, if you want to be with me, you got to take care of yourself. Baby, if you want to be with me, you got to look good. You can't be walking around looking like my grandpapa. No, sir. You got to look good. And do good while you're doing it. Anna says, I love you, sir. For you are the benefit of others. That's exactly what you're going to do. That's right. You know what, Yvonne? And I'm going to be back on these lives. Keep coming and checking out. Let's have a conversation. I want you to tell me what you telling these dudes. Man, you better get yourself together. Don't listen. Sir, I'm taking care of myself. So my expectation is if you are going to be in my life in any way, whether we are having a glass of wine, in a relationship, whatever, you need to get yourself together. Okay, to this point, let me, I got to say this real quick, Yvonne, for your benefit. One of the keys in this book, Love Yourself, chapter number 9 says, get up, dress up, and stand up tall. Now, we will spend time washing our cars so that our vehicles look good. We will spend time cleaning our homes so that it's comfortable and clean. And we won't spend time grooming ourselves, taking care of ourselves, smelling good, looking good, so that we can feel good, act good, be good, and make good money. We just won't do that, right? So you have to tell people, if you're going to be with me, you out there shining that tire, cleaning up, you need to take care of yourself the exact same way. I would much rather you take care of you and let the car rust than for you to take care of the car and not yourself. and our relationship goes sour. So make sure you do that. Guys, thank you so much for joining this live. Go get this book right now. Promise me that you're going to, as soon as we get off this live, that you are going to go buy this book right now. It's $11.99. Invest in yourself. $12. This could be a lot more, but I want it to be a resource for the world. And I'm thankful to the hundreds of people who have already purchased it. I want you to have it in your life because I believe it could be a blessing to you. If I have not answered your question on this live, I am available to you. Leave me a message. Leave a message on a comment on the video. I will either do a video reply or I will answer your question via text. I answer it, not my team, me. I answer it. It's my heart, my mouth, my thoughts, my experience. I answer that for you. Yvonne, 8 years alone and hard after divorce, 24 years. Left me for a younger woman. You know what? That's cool. He could leave you for a younger woman. That's cool. But you still are a prize, and you got to know that about yourself. You got to know that about yourself. You are still a prize. It ain't over for you. If you want to be in a relationship, something tells me, Yvonne, you can be. All right? Love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video and live.